Good everyone. Good everyone. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning homework session for Quantum Leap. If you're new to Quantum Leap or visiting us from Twitter, each morning we come together at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time to go through my homework and review, do a market analysis, and set my levels up for trading each day. Quantum Leap is a private Skype group. We are a self-organized learning environment, or what we call a SOL. If you want to come in and check out our Skype room, you'll need a Skype account, and you can send a contact request to me. My name is Doug_McKay on Skype. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And you can certainly come in and check out our room, see what we do. It's a 24-hour chat room, and then, of course, we do these morning sessions as well. In addition to that, what we do is we put out in the room each morning or each evening a what we call our QLTP. QLTP will have a ladder above the previous day close and a ladder below the previous day close with all the levels that we track on our homework sheet, everything from pivot points, resistance and supports, naked crosses, naked VPOCs, composite high volume nodes, low volume nodes, a whole bunch of different methodologies of areas that others might activate a trade. It's not a trade sheet to tell you how to trade, it's a trade sheet to tell you where others might be entering a trade. Also gives you the news for the day, and then of course gives you a little bit of a working area. And coming up this month, we're going to start putting my hypotheses. I create 3 hypotheses each morning when I'm doing my homework, so that I know my if-then-that strategy for the day. And I do them live in the go-to, but what we're going to start doing is also posting them into the QLTP. So that is coming up sometime by the end of this month. Let's get going. I need to get the legals out of the way, so let's do that. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or the investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves the risk of loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than their initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. All right, so with that said, let's take a look at the numbers, see what we've got on the homework sheet. Of course, we've got our year open at 1837.75. We're trading below that. It's going to be interesting this year because we opened right at an all-time high on whether or not 2014 can maintain above this 1837.75. My hypothesis is it can't, and we're going to come down and get back into the 1700s. Our year high so far is 1840.75, and our year low is 1817.25, and that was actually put in just the other day. Our previous year high and month high and all-time high is still up there at that 1846.50. That's the key number there. Of course, our previous month open is 1806.25, so we're trading above that. And our close was 1846.25, just one tick off of high, so we're trading below last month's close. But we are trading above the low from last month. Nothing really else on the macro numbers. Yesterday in the Globex, we opened at 1819.75, had a high at 28.75 and a low at 19.50, and then we opened the Globex at that 27.75. So right in between those, that CLVN at 27 and the CLVN at 29.50 that we've been watching. We had an open auction in range, pretty tight not pretty wide opening swing, 2.5 point opening swing led us to our first clue that we were going to have a rotational day. 7-point IB with the high being 33.25 and the low at 26.25. You notice that all the intraday numbers started back higher after 3 days of being down. They are starting to come up, and more importantly, our value area was higher after being down basically 3 days in a row on the value area high. We've now had a higher value area, and we did break the IB inside of the pocket. This is a time study that we're doing on the initial balance. It had, we had seen a shift lately of the IB being broken in that second 15-minute pocket after the IB being set at the 9:30 time frame, but we did just break it inside of the pocket yesterday. Nothing else really sticks out. Normal volume. Take a look at the daily report. So we did just put in a new low, didn't we, at 26.75 or 26.25. Let me just adjust that right here. So our ATR targets for the full session right now to the high side is 18.42.25, and to the low side 18.1875. This is based on the 20-day ATR for the full session. That's including the Globex and the RTH. This could expand depending on whether or not we have a higher high or lower low in the RTH session. Current RTH ATR is running 12 points right now. Nothing else really changes in the CHVNs or CLVNs. We had non-farm employment ADP this morning, gave us a little bit of a dip in the bonds and a dip in the indices, but the indices have popped back up. Bonds are still running a little weak down at 128.21. We've got crude inventory coming up at 9:30. Of course, we've got the FOMC minutes coming out later at 1 o'clock. I think we're going to see a pretty tight market leading up into these minutes, and then we've got consumer credit at 2. Let's take a look at the macro to the micro, see where we are within the overall trends. Of course, you can see on the monthly that we're trading in the middle of the distribution from last month. The slope and separation on the 9 EMA and 20 EMA is very strong. The overall trend is extremely strong on the monthly. On the weekly, same thing. You've got good slope and separation. We did have some weakness, last week, and so far this week we're trading inside of the middle of last week's distribution. But the trend itself, price is paralleling the 9 nicely, and we got slope and separation. So still very strong on the weekly. On the daily, we had that technical gap that we were talking about, late last week, and we've come down and closed that gap. We tried to close below the 9 EMA, but we popped up yesterday and closed above it, and we're currently trading above it. We've lost some slope, but we do have separation. We do have this naked cross down here at 1795.75 area that you want to pay attention to on the daily time frame. I don't think it's going to come into play right now, but this is definitely an auction territory that has to be tested again. Looking at just some measured moves here. You can see that a measured move, the 50% extension, is going to take us up into that 1852.75. I can't even read my own. And then the 23.6 is 1839.17. So there's a couple measured moves up here. Of course, the 61.8 is all the way up there at 1874.75 area. But who knows? There's so much uncertainty right now in this marketplace. I looked at the geometric chart, and there's really not much to go on today. I added this new, Andrew's pitchfork here. We've come down and tested the center line of it, and we've bounced off. We're still inside the downward sloping fork, but the main thing is the larger fork that we've been following for many, many months. We're still, following the lower channel of that long-term upward sloping fork, but there's really no information I can discern off of this particular one. Let's go to the intraday, just take a look at where we are coming into the market intraday. We had a downward, trend going in the 4-hour, then we crossed back up yesterday, and so far we've come up and we're trading above the 9 EMA. So the trend is not strong, but it's not weak either on the 4-hour. Going down to the 30-minute. 30-minute, we had some weakness coming in overnight. We had a cross of the 9 EMA over the 20 SMA. We do have a naked cross there still at 31. And we were trending down, but since we've popped up, tested the 20 SMA, failed off of it, we're trading above the 9 EMA. So we're kind of going sideways on the 30-minute trend. Let's just go down one more to the 15-minute, and basically the same thing. We've halted the downward trend, and we're kind of consolidating sideways into the RTH session coming up in about 35 minutes. Let's go take a look at the big picture. We talked about the fact that we've broken out of this long-term balance that we were trading inside of the 1781.50. I actually went through this in detail in the webinar that I did last night that's posted on YouTube. Basically, broke out of that balance, came up here, found balance, and right now the overall microcomposite VPOC for this balance area up here is 1832.25. The last 4-day balance has shifted up from the 25.50 area up to 31.75 to match the overall microcomposite VPOC, and we're currently trading just above this key CLVN. So to me, 29.50 and 33.75, basically the same numbers we were looking at yesterday. Yesterday it was 29.50 and 34. Today it's 29.50 and 33.75 is going to be your other side of balance around accepted value at 31.75 and 32.25. Kind of a double whammy right there. If we stay above 29.50, look for rotation up towards the 31.75 and 32.25, where they push through to the other side of balance up there at that 33.75. If we can get above 33.75, next big number is again that 36.25. I still think 36.25 is in the cards this week. But we do have a little bit of weakness coming in here. Below 29.50, look for rotation back towards that 25.50 with your first scale point down here at 27.75. And then, of course, the big line in the sand that was 18.25, but shifted the other day down to 17.75. For any real weakness coming in. And below that, we've got that naked VPOC, naked close, and CHVN all around that 18.14 level. And with the other side of balance there being all the way down here at 1807, which is essentially, the key CLVN and the range high from the former microcomposite that we broke out of. And anything below that, look for the first retest of the most accepted price prior to the breakout, which is this microcomposite VPOC at 1802.50. And look for buyers to step in here to try to hold us above and take us back up into this value. Anything below that, then you're looking at 98.25, and the big number below, of course, is this 1781.50. If we get back into the 1700s and can't, come and get quickly back into the 1800s, everything targets towards this 1781.50. So let's take a look at the overnight and start shifting our information over to to our trade chart for the RTH. This is my RTH session. It only includes the profile going from 8:30 Central to 3:15 Central. This is my overnight. This includes everything from the 3:30 right up to the 8:30 morning open. And so far we've got a Globex high or an overnight high at 33.25. So let's go mark that on there, 33.25, basically right at the IB high from yesterday and just below the value area high. Remember that the value area high, I think it was either Thursday or Friday, was also 33.50. So you'll kind of get this confluence in terms of value up here, around that 33.50, 33.75 area. And then the current low so far for the Globex is down at 27.25. And our current VPOC, and it doesn't look like there's going to be any type of a shift in the VPOC, is here at 1830.50, which is basically sitting right on our value area low. Now our value area was actually pretty tight. I think we only had a 3.5 point value area yesterday. So let's take a look at our levels and start putting in where I'm going to be doing business. Of course, I think anybody that's been around knows that I'm going to be trading off of 29.50. So 29.50 is going to be an area. You've got the LVN. It's more of a P-shaped profile than it is a double distribution, but we do have this little distribution down here in around 28.75 HVN. So I'll be watching this 30 to 29.50 area. You've got the value area low at 30.25. You got the midpoint at 30.50. Gap close for today is 30.50 as well. So this 29.50. In fact, I'm just going to move this up a bit, and really it's going to be a little bit of a slush area between the value area low at 30.25 all the way down to 29.50. I'm going to be looking to see how they print there and try to get a trade off down there. The other area that I'm going to be looking to do business is right here at this 33.75 CLVN, the other side of balance, around that 32. Remember, our VPOC for yesterday, our naked VPOC, is the most accepted price at microcomposite VPOC, both in the last 4-day microcomposite and the overall microcomposite that we're trading in this area that goes from the 23rd right up to today. So this is going to be a pretty powerful magnet today, this VPOC here, if we can get back above and hold above this 29. Then the other side of that balance is that 33.75, and 33.75 is our value area high with the range high at 34.75. So I'll actually be trading not the range high today. I'll be trading off of the value area high and that 33.75 CLVN. And I'll be looking for, if we come up here, we get responsive sellers stepping in, for them to rotate it back into the main distribution from yesterday and the naked VPOC and the microcomposite VPOCs. But if we break out, then I'll be looking for a move up to, and which will be my first target for today, up there at 36.25. 36.25 up until yesterday was our overall microcomposite VPOC. It shifted down yesterday with yesterday's volume down to 32.25, but it's still a microcomposite up here from when we were trying to hold value up above. So that is my first target. Of course, my secondary target is going to be the current ATR full session target up at 42.75, which is up here around this naked VPOC. This is the only naked VPOC that we've got above us right now at 42.75, at 42. So my target is really going to be, even though the ATR target is 42.75, it's really going to be this 42 naked VPOC. In terms of naked crosses, don't forget we've got a naked cross, two of them, on the 5-minute and the 15-minute at 43.75. We've got another one on the 15-minute at 40.75. There's also duplicated that on the 30-minute as well. And then we've got two others that we have not hit yet, and that's one on the 30-minute at 31.25. Which is basically right at the VWAC yesterday, and there's one down here at 21 and a quarter down at here. That's also on the 30-minute. Oh, and I've already got it. Sorry, 21.75. So we didn't hit that or take it out yesterday. So to the top side, my targets are 36 and a quarter and 42 with intermediate target here at 40.75, and that 40.75 is also a CLVN, and that is also going to be an area that I'm going to be looking to do business with possible responsive sellers stepping in there at that CLVN. But if we get above, then I'm looking for that 42 to get taken out. That's that CHVN we've got up here as well. To the low side, if we stay below 29, look for a rotation down to 28.75 and come down here to take out the overnight low. And then on the other side of that, we've got this CHVN at 27.50, which is just above the overnight low. And then we've got this 26.25 range low, and that's going to be another area that I'll be looking to do business for the IB low and the range low from yesterday. And a break below that, I'm looking for a move down towards this 21.20 and a quarter area. You've got a naked close down here at 20.50. You've got the naked VPOC at 20 and a quarter, and you've got that naked cross down here at 21.75 with the CLVN there at 21 and a quarter as well. And then the main line in the sand for me is going to be this 18.17.75 to 18.17 and a quarter area. So that will be an area that I'll be looking to do business. Whoops, that's not a target. That is a trade area. And then below that, of course, I talked about the naked cross and the other naked close that we've got. So we've got two gaps below us and one gap above us. The other gap above us is at that 46.25. The close, close one tick below the all-time high. And of course, that all-time high and that naked close is going to be my extended target to the upside. Not really expecting to go and take that out today. Really, we're going to be opening up right around that 29.50. I think that the high probability on the open is to come up, test the value area low, and take out the naked close and a rotation back towards the the microcomposite VPOCs and naked VPOC at 32 and a quarter with a push to take out the overnight low and test the value area high at 33.75, at which time I'll be looking to see if responsive sellers step in and hold us down, or we can push through and finally go and take out that 36 and a quarter. Secondary hypothesis is we fail at the value area low, possibly even push through to close the gap, then see sellers step in, rotate us back down through 29, and a rotation down to test the low of the Globex and the low, the range low, and a push through to that CHVN at 25.50 with a possible push through down to test the other side of balance and take out the naked cross and naked VPOC and naked close down here in this 20 and a quarter to 21.75. So this is really a target between the 21.75 and 20 and a quarter, but I'm going to put the target right there at the naked close and the naked VPOC. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of the ES. Let's just take a quick look at how the Keltner sets up with that. Currently we're trading below the Keltner center line at 1830.75. A test of the lower Keltner channel will take us down to that 25 CHVN and test the low of the prior day. A test of the upper Keltner will take us up to that 36 and a quarter, or what was the prior microcomposite VPOC and the minor microcomposite VPOC there. So that fits out, and the center line is sitting right at 30.75. Take a quick look at where we are with gold. Gold, we are still inside this new balance area around the 1238.10. We've got a little bit of weakness coming in. Key line is going to be this, this 1218.25. If we get below the 1218.25, I think we're going to see us test the 1230, which is the value area high from this prior microcomposite. But again, the main target is this 1203. Remember that 1203.60 area, 1203.50 area was the microcomposite VPOC that we were looking at to come down and test. We came down and tested, pushed through all the way down into that 82 level, but then we came up and we found that same value in around that 1203. So, I really, if we get below this 18, I really think we're going to push through to test the 1200 level and come down to this microcomposite VPOC at 1203. Below 1199, CLVN, look for 1192 to 1191.50. Then the range low in the CLVN at 82.40. And then, the two main targets below is at 72 and 1160.80. The big target being this 1160.80, where I think we'll see, a fair amount of buyers stepping in with conviction to at least rotate us back up to try to get back into the 1200s. If we stay above this 1825, look for rotation back towards 33 area, and of course the 38 with the push through to those two levels, 42, 48, with the big target above being up here at that 57.60 microcomposite VPOC. That's what I'm looking at on gold. That is going to complete our homework session for this morning. I'll post the chart into the room in just a few minutes. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.